Economics is the study of how society manages its scarce resources. I will talk about Gregory Mankiw's 10 principles that will give you an overview of what economics is all about. These 10 principles can be divided into 3 categories. In this video, we will talk about the first category, which has 4 principles. An economy is just a group of people dealing with one another as they go about their lives. The behavior of an economy reflects the behavior of the individuals who make up our first category, which is how people make decisions. The first principle under this category is people face trade-offs. There is an old saying, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. This means that to get something that we like, we usually must give up something else that we also like. Making decisions requires trading off one goal against another. Let us take an example. For every hour you spend on extracurricular activities in college or school, you give up that time that you could have used to study to get better grades. And every hour you spend on studying, you could have used that time to do any part-time job for some extra money, and so on. Another example is a trade-off that society faces. That is between efficiency and equality. For example, the government charges a higher income tax from financially successful people. Some of this money is used for distributing economic prosperity uniformly among the members of society. Though greater equality is achieved, these policies reduce efficiency. When the government redistributes income from the rich to the poor, it reduces the reward for working hard. As a result, people work less and produce fewer goods and services. These are just examples. It does not mean that you should stop participating in extracurricular activities or that the government should stop focusing on equality. It is all about how well the balance is maintained. The second principle under this category is the cost of something is what you give up to get it. This comes directly from the first principle that people face trade-offs. Making decisions requires comparing the costs and benefits of all the possible options. Consider the decision of going to college. Obviously, there are many benefits like intellectual growth and a lifetime of better job opportunities. But what is the cost? Is it the money you spend on tuition, books, room, and commute? There is a much larger cost of going to college. That is your time. If you are attending a full-time college, you cannot spend that time working at a job or anything else. The time you give up attending college is the single largest cost of your education. This is also called the opportunity cost. So, the opportunity cost of going to college is not just the money you spend on tuition, books and room, but it is also the time that could be used somewhere else. The third principle under this category is rational people think at the margin. Economists normally assume that people are rational. Rational people are those who do the best they can to achieve their objectives given the available resources and opportunities. For example, we decide where to spend our pocket money or salary to achieve the highest possible level of satisfaction. When exams roll around, you do not make extreme decisions studying 24 hours a day. But you are in a grey area where the thought process is whether to spend an extra hour reviewing your notes instead of watching TV. Economists use the term marginal change to describe a small incremental adjustment to an existing plan of. Rational people often make decisions by comparing marginal benefits and marginal costs. Thinking at the margin works for business decisions as well. Suppose that flying a 200-seat plane costs the airline $100,000. In this case, average cost of each seat is $500. It looks like the airline should never sell a ticket for less than $500. But a rational airline can increase its profits by thinking at the margin. Imagine that a plane is about to take off with 10 empty seats and a standby passenger waiting at the gate is willing to pay $300 for a seat. Should the airline sell the ticket? Of course it should. If the plane has empty seats, the cost of adding one more passenger is tiny. This additional tiny cost is called the marginal cost, which is merely the cost of the can of soda that the extra passenger will consume. Let us assume that the marginal cost is $5. The average cost of flying a passenger is $500, but the marginal cost is merely $5. As long as the standby passenger pays more than the marginal cost, which in this case is $5, selling the ticket is profitable. In the current example, since he is paying more than $5, which in this case is $300, the airline is making profit by taking that passenger. The fourth principle under this category is people respond to incentives. An incentive is something that induces a person to act. It could be a punishment or a reward. Because rational people make decisions by comparing costs and benefits, they respond to incentives. For example, when the price of an apple rises, people decide to eat fewer apples. At the same time, apple orchards decide to hire more workers and harvest more apples. In other words, a higher price in the market provides an incentive for buyers to consume less and an incentive for sellers to produce more. You will see that incentives play a central role in the study of economics. These were the first 4 principles of economics that can be clubbed together and identified as how people make decisions. Check out part 2 and part 3 of 10 principles of economics for the remaining 6 principles. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day.